Okay, hello everyone. Let's wait for some minutes until everyone joins us as usually. Okay, hello everyone. Let's start our today's session. Let's start with the themes. teams building, team building, but teams building. And also joined us. So as I understand, for now there are 5 teams completed, and yeah, since Ramana unfortunately left this course, so that it means that the 6th team, the yeah, we cannot actually build 6 teams with the same number of participants, and to not make, so as I understand, there are persons two persons who are not joined any team, have not joined any team so far. It's as I understand correctly, it's Olga and Madara and Madara Zvirgsdina. I'm not sure if she's here or not, but yeah, at least for Olga, yeah, please please join any team, or any team, please take Olga, yeah, and after that all teams will be completed. I mean, the building of the teams will be completed after that. Yeah, and about Mandara's Virustina, I'm not sure if she is. Seems that she's not here. Also don't have the team. So we are 18. We are 18 as I understand. Okay, just wait. Oh, we are not 18. We are 20. Just I always thought we are 18. Okay, we are 20. That's why. Okay, then that's fine. Then please Olga and always. Okay, then okay. So okay, we're 20. We are 19 now. At least without Ramana, we are 19. So it means that we have 4 persons to build another team. So I think, yeah, we can have another team then. So that will be Olga Aus, and who else? There should be one, except Mother's Weeks. Then there should be one more person who don't have the team. So who is it? Just, yeah, I need to. Okay, if this person is still joining our sessions, our course, or not anymore. If not, then Alice and Olga can join other teams. Yeah, I think that would be a better option. If so, yeah, Olga and Alice, please join the teams, or other teams, please take Olga and Alice. And yeah, after that we can start working. So in this case we have 5 teams. I think I can share teams with you. So yeah, I thought we could have another team, but I think that if some teams are in groups of 4, that would be fine as well. Yeah, so please teams, please invite Olga and us to join you, so we can have the 4 teams completed. Yeah. And yeah, okay, maybe during the session you can decide and send me to which team you are going to. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, Olga and Taos, please let me know then. That's about it, and okay, we can go with the session. Yeah, just one update on the plan we have for the upcoming sessions for the rest of our course. Okay, since the teams are not this one, sorry. since the teams are done. Okay, so we can take one member. Okay, Olga goes to go into Steam, and go into Steam is this one. Okay, and Christina. So this is which Christina? Team 5. Okay, thank you. So, excuse me, you are Christina. What is your surname? There are two Christines. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, at least I can distinguish it. Okay, thank you. And so it means that ours goes to the 15. Right? Is it fine for you, Alice? Yeah, okay. So, okay, now the teams are built, and okay, since today I think you can start your work, but yeah, this week I will explain some key moments of the project work. Yes, that I hope that this week we'll finish talking about it, and starting hopefully next week what we can have, what I want to have during this week. I prepared one shareable. Let me copy the link. Hope this is the right one. For this week, please, and what I want to do since next week is to discuss some topics which maybe are still unclear for you. Yes, maybe there's something you want to talk more about. You have some unclear moments, unclear points on the topics we already discussed during the course. So maybe we can do some repeat. We can discuss some things more. So please fill this Excel sheet so we can discuss these topics together, and hopefully do some. Would manage to prepare some practical examples as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we. Also, there are some topics like from my side. We can. This week we have two topics which will be discussed this week. The first one is version control, and the second one is project work. Also, yeah, maybe I will start today with one really important topic called the dashboard of the project, how it looks like. We'll talk about it today, but that's what every project needs. Yeah, I will discuss it. And yeah, the version control and the project management. Yes, that's what we will do this week. Okay, Marit is typing something. Have Q&A. Yes, we'll have Q&A about activity 14, obviously, because yeah, the deadline is this Wednesday, and after that, I'd like you to focus on the project work mostly. Yeah, well, there will be no any homeworks. Just all the focus should be on the project work, and during the sessions. We can, yeah, if there are no any specific topics from your side to discuss, I mean, what you would like to hear about, we can go through the practical assignments from our project. I mean, from this project. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, so there's some activities which we haven't gone through, so we can also go through them next weekend, not this week. That's what the plan is for the remaining plan of the course, remaining part of the course, and about yes, of course, during these days, yeah, starting maybe not today, but on Wednesday, we will also definitely have the questions and answers about the project work. Yeah, and just to be clear, what is the presentation day on the project? Yeah, at the end, you should have the presentation. In general, you should just explain what you have done and how have you done it. What are the key things you've gone through during your project, and the date for the presentation would be, okay, let me check. One moment. Just a moment. Let me count. Okay, so that would be, I think, the 2nd of November, if I'm right. Just a moment, okay. Not, okay, I think, no, that would be the 14, but the 4th of November. 4th of November. The 4th of November, yeah. The 4th of November. Let me check. Okay, yeah, then sorry. Yeah. Sorry, then. Okay, about. Yeah, about the date. Okay, let's see how it goes. Yeah. If it goes slower than expected, then maybe we can move this date a little bit forward. Yeah, but okay, let's see. Yeah, it is possible that we will move this date a little bit forward. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we'll see about we'll see it. Okay, that's about the current plans. Are there any questions so far? About the planning for now. Okay, then if not, give a moment. Okay, if not, then we can move on. Yeah, so there's one step I would like you to, I'd like every team to do. So yeah, maybe you have heard about such thing like Jira or Jira, and never. Okay, so basically that's the tool. Yeah, there are many tools, but maybe I prefer to use Jira because that's the tool I worked in my projects mostly. Yeah, also in Microsoft Teams now there is such option to do this, but maybe we will have a free version of Jira, so we can manage our projects. So what it is, maybe let's yeah, I will share the link with you, just for those who can't open it. So first of all, what you need to do, I think that only one member of your team needs to do it, so you can press on get it free, and just and create your account here. Yeah. Remember, just only one member of your team should do it, because after that, this member will be able to add other participants to this particular project. So in our case, you can claim your site. You can. Yeah, I may have a little bit different view than you have, because I already done the steps, but basically the steps should be quite similar for all of you. So one of second no, just press next. We don't need any additional products here. Yeah, no need for any products. Just use a simple version of Jira, because I don't need any enhancements here. And claim your site. You can add like your team name. Just maybe Java 7 team, like team. Let's be 3 or more lowercase. Not any numbers. Okay, then maybe team 5. Yeah, maybe you can write it this way. Okay, it's not possible. Then you can name your team like team 5. I'll name it like team test. Team test Java. It's not so important what name you select here. Okay, don't want us to receive any promotional. Yeah, but you can write it like team, your team name. Maybe add Java at the end. It doesn't really matter. So after that, you will be able to use Jira software. If you want, you can answer these questions. After that, let's wait a little bit until the project is the site is built. Yeah. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, it seems that it is. And yeah, then yeah, basically the steps here should not be complicated. And after that, once you are here, you can invite your team members. Maybe I will invite just my dummy account. I have a dummy account on Google. I think that's the right one. You can like press you're new to Jira. My team is new to Agile methodologies. We spent working time on feature. Okay, that's just a help-up setup. Have it, let it be. You can skip. You can always skip. Not always, but in this case you can skip this. So here you can select Scrum. I think that should be fine. And then Java lessons. Yeah, here you can name your project. Yeah, you can give the name for the project we are working with like Java 7 Project Work or something like that. Just give a proper name. Yeah. Maybe don't use the test like I'm doing. You can give the proper. Okay, maybe I can also give a proper name. Java final project. Yeah. Java BootCamp final project or something like that. Yeah. Then you can press on create, and after that you will be able to work with this project. Let me check if the invitation link is sent to my dummy account. And it's not my real name. Just use it as the dummy one. Okay, and here you can see that someone asked me to join the project. So for your team members, you can let me check if I remember my password here. Okay, here I can continue with Google. I mean, you can select Git report, yeah. There was Git report. I think they all should look quite similar. I used, yeah, this one. GBFP. So that's Git report. And now you can see that there are two members here. Yeah, you'll see your own user, but there are also other participants in this project. So what you can do here, you can you can create the tasks. Yeah, for example, maybe the story, bug, epic. In most usual case, you can select the task. So on the task, maybe for in your case, be to build the import for JSON file. Yeah, for example, you can split the tasks between yourselves, and then you can add the description. Needs to create the class, maybe, or else create the development, maybe. Development to import and get the data from JSON file, yeah, for example. And the reporter, you can select the reporter here. Yeah, you can press on create issue. I mean, at the top you'll see there's create button, and then here you can create the task. Yeah, here you can create. And okay, yeah, one more thing before. Okay, yeah, I hope that at home, but I will send you the structure of the database tables you need to have until. Hope I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, even more. For each team, I'll send it tomorrow. I'll prepare and send. And the database structure you should have. I mean, all the fields. And the type should not be like you have strings and integers only. So no complicated types there. I'll set it tomorrow, yeah, for each team. If I don't, please remind me here tomorrow, because I'll definitely want to have it as fast as possible. And yes, okay, so have I created the card? Or not? Okay, maybe let's check it one more time. Create the structure. Okay, and reporter. So if you press on, it is not currently visible. Not sure why. Okay, so here you can assign the person who will work on it to do, and you can press it in. Yeah, so there are just in a more simple case you have 3 statuses to do. It means that this needs to be done. So once once you start working on this, you put it on in progress. Yes, and yeah, you can also put who is watching this, and yeah, after that this task will be assigned to you. You can also change the priority, like if this is very critical, you can select the highest. Yeah. What else? You can add some comments here, you can add some attachments, you can link it to another issue, like if it is blocked by other task, you can link it. Yeah. Thus you can create the subtask. If you have the task, of course you can create the subtask, which will be assigned to this issue, to this task. I'm not sure why it is not visible here. Okay, it should. Okay, start sprint. Maybe you can check them here. In the backlog, quick start. Issue export. Project created, yes. Okay, issues created. And yeah, members are invited. And be cancel quick start. Okay, but I'm not sure why I don't see. So normally there should be the list of the tasks. Okay, we need to start the sprint. Yeah, also project work is can be divided in the sprint, and we can move the. I mean, in your case, you can have just one sprint. In my experience, we don't usually use sprints, but it is needed. Like if you have clear all. Okay, and yeah, this is how it looks like once you create the sprint. So here you can see the cards. Yeah, you can move them between the blocks, and yes, and you can see how the progress on the task is. Yeah, for your projects, for each team, I want you to use this tool. Yeah, it should not be overcomplicated. Like just every you of course. So since you're working in the team, you should separate the work between. You should split the work between each other, and please, for all the tasks, like do this, do that. Yeah, okay, just one more. Yeah, to do this, to do that, please put them here. And yeah, once during the presentation, please also describe, maybe shortly describe how you managed to work with Jira organization. And yeah, there's the question from Maritam: why do we need sprints? Yes, sprints can be used and cannot be used in different projects. It's like the splitting the work into different periods. Yeah, like if that's sprint 1, maybe 2 weeks or 1 month or something like that, just to distinguish the the time frames of the project. Like in your case, you can, so it's not really important. For our case, you can just simply create one sprint and do it for all the project. Yeah. It's just a simple part of the project organization environment. So the projects are usually split. They can be, or we can skip this step, but usually the projects are split. The schedule of the project is split into the sprints. So yeah, any questions about this environment? Yeah, this week when we will talk about the project work, we'll have the presentation about the project work. Then I hope there will be a few things to mention about the way we can organize the Jira. Yeah. Okay, that's about Jira. So you're welcome to use it. And for now, also one really important topic is version control. Yeah, as I said, let's start it now. Okay. Topic is version control. Yeah, as you already noticed, in the projects on development, you are not you usually don't work alone. Yeah, there are maybe, if it's not a huge project, then there may be 2, 3, 4, or 5 developers. If this is a huge project, there can be 100 of developers. That's the project I faced. In the project I was working, there were like 300 or 200, 300 developers, and so yes, if you do such work, then you may notice that you all work with the same environment. Maybe not exactly with the same code, but with the same things. Yeah, the code, and maybe in our case that's one repository, one project in Eclipse. If we're talking about it, so in your case that will be one project in Eclipse, and the idea is how can you control the changes you are doing, because one person can do one change, then another person can do another change, and the questions are how can you merge these changes, how can you have the common storage for all these changes, and what should you do if you have any conflicts in your development. Like if one person does the changes with the same file another person do, then you need to also think about the conflicts you may have. Yeah, like not the conflicts like as the persons, but the conflicts with the codes you've written. Yeah. So you may have the same, like for example, the same classes edited. Yeah. You may edit the same class, and then you may have the code which is placed on like in the same place the other person placed it. So in this case, you may need to think about how to merge or solve these conflicts. So we will talk about it in this topic, and the agenda is to describe what is version control, there are some main terms. You already faced lots of them. Yeah. So since we are working with Git, Bitbucket, then yeah, you already have some knowledge about it. Here we just we refresh the knowledge and add some, maybe add some new knowledge for you. Yeah, as I said, the development can be distributed in many countries, and the idea is how can we manage this application not crash, or manage to fill all the codes, place all the codes in the same place. Yeah. For this purpose, as I said, we can use version control system. Maybe in the easiest description, we can describe it as like all the persons have different versions of the code, then all of them just simply merge the changes into one place. Then this place is used as the final product of the development they done. And yeah, while version control, if you need to develop non-trivial applications, in this case, it's not possible to just send the txt files to each others and then merge the changes manually. Because imagine if there, again, as I said, if there's the project where 300 persons work on the same system, then imagine the person who needs to merge all the exchanges manually. Yeah. That's practically impossible, and it's if we have the version control, that's the waste of time. Yeah. If someone does it manually. And yes, the idea is that more than one developer work with the same as it's said here, file set. It may be yeah, that's mostly correct. That can be the file set. I prefer to use the term system. Yeah, like the same on the same system. Yeah, more than one developer work. Then yeah, automated snapshots backups. Like if you maybe yeah, also there's the version history. If we talk about Eclipse, I think yeah, you can see the version history here. Just maybe small. So remember we had the activities like activity 04. Maybe let's go with activity. Okay, I think that's fine. We have activity 04. Then maybe not the best example. We have Martian. That's okay. Not this one. Okay, then maybe let's stick with this one. Okay, so as you can see here, we have so we are on the class route, and here we can see there are some actual versions of the file. Yeah. So we can press on it and see what are the changes done. And on the right side, I think on the right side Yeah, on the right side you can see the previous version of the code, and on the left side you can see the actual version of the code, and yeah, you can see the differences. That's how the version control looks like. Yeah, not only in Java, but in all the programming systems, programming languages, and programming environments. Yeah. So that's the idea of the version control. In this case, maybe if I commit, so we have class root. We let me comment it. Maybe let's comment and push. Okay, seems that everything is fine here. And if I some dummy change here, then if I go to history, is there? There's the refresh. Sorry. Okay. And yeah, here can I see the changes done? Yeah, here you can see the dummy change here. So if I press on this one, yeah, I can see that the dummy change is added, and I can see the previous version of the code. Yeah, that's how it looks. Yeah, if you don't have this this section history, you can press on the Git repository, and there should be then you can go to Windows, Show View, then go to Other, yeah, and under the Git under the Git under Team, yeah, sorry, under the Team, yeah, you have the section history, and you can select it here. Okay, let's have the break now, and after the break we'll continue. let's meet now. Sorry, I just forgot to. Sorry, I just forgot to point the time of the end of the break. Excuse me, so we can start. We can continue with the presentation. So yeah, and if you have the backups, you can have actually the version you can go back to. Yeah, in case you have like, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah. If you have the logic and immediately after the release your logic does not work. So before the changes before the fixes are applied, you may have to go back to your previous version and to escape the problems triggered by the changes. So in this case you need the backup. Code, I will pull the code to make sure the code I have is the newest. It depends, yeah. It depends. Sometimes you don't need to do it every day. That is based on the project you are working to. We'll talk about the branches. Yeah, there's so-called thing like parallel universes, and in most cases, yeah, we'll talk about the branches a little bit later. But the general idea is that you may have the main branch, the master branch, which is actually the branch with the newest changes. Yeah. With the newest changes, and you may have some other branches, and if in your case, or yes, in usual case, on the master branch we have all the general changes merged from everywhere, from other branches, and on the separate branches there are the changes that are done separately by the developers. And so like we have the master branch. Maybe let's use the paint. So we have, like, if you have the master branch, that's the branch with all the changes, all the main changes. Then there's another branch done by the first developer, then the second developer, then like for example at the end of the day, or so once this developer is done with the changes, this developer push the changes here, then another push the changes here, and the changes are merged. In most cases, the developers are not allowed to merge the changes by themselves. In normal case, it should be done by the technical lead. Like if you have the technical lead, which is responsible for the development, this technical lead sees what is done by this person, what is done by this person, then it merges all the changes done from one person and another one. Then at the result you have the branch that has the newest changes. But yeah, that's you also need to understand how to split the works between the branches. Yeah, like if it's most likely that one person work on another branch and another person work on another branch. Then, like for example, at the end of the day, once this person finished with with her work, then another person finishes the work, then at the end the changes can be merged into the master branch. But yes, it's kind of that you want to have the newest changes, then you may pull the changes from the master branch. Excuse me, just my headphones were dropped. Okay, so cat attack. Fortunately not this time, just I accidentally crashed my headphones. Sorry. Yeah, I smashed. Yeah, sometimes it is cat attack as well, but fortunately all my cats are quiet today. That's good. So, yeah, just... Yeah, there's more than one cat. Yeah, I have 2 cats at home and 1 dog, a puppy. The dog is 2 months old, so it's, yeah, it's quite funny now at home. Yeah, it's really funny now. Yeah. So, but fortunately I have 2 floors, so the dog is on the first floor and I'm on the second one. So, and now the dog sleeps. Yeah. So it's quiet now. Okay, so about the version control, yeah, the functionality, the file versions control and revisions, yeah, tags and branches, the changes can be tagged, and yep, and we can use the branches. Then there can be differences and merges between the codes. So if we see that the differences, then we may have the differences. If we merge the code, then we can merge 2 files. Maybe about the example. Okay, let's try to maybe. Okay, maybe let's do it more practical here. And yeah, I have the repository connected to Git. Just use version control test 1. So, yeah, you can create your own repository. Maybe let's do it together just to remind you how to do it. Yeah, maybe let's start. So we create a new project. Yeah, maybe for you just only one of you needs to create the project. Yeah, maybe let's create the project, and then I use version control test. Just test. Then I want to finish it. I don't want to create the menu, so now I have the project. Then yeah, basically you can initialize the Git repository. Here I like to do it using the Git bash. So it's in my case it's here. In my case it's here, and here's the folder of the project. So what I can do here, I can run git bash and run command git init. That will initialize me the project here. Yeah, the git here. At the moment I don't really need to do anything more, but yeah, after that I can select the option add existing repository. then I can navigate to the folder. I just initialize the git bash. I use right click here and select git bash. Yeah, as you remember, in the beginning we installed git, and after that we can have git console here, and I can select git init. That will initialize me the git repository in this folder. Yeah. After that I have the git here, and I can select the file here. Right after that, let's go to just again. You already done it with your repositories for homeworks, but yeah, for your project you will need to have your own repository here. So for this purpose, you will need to create it here. So the workspace. So just select the proper ones. It's not really important. For me, what you have here, and repository name is PC test. Yeah, that's not proud. Yeah, it's recommended to use git ignore to ignore the changes you. Okay, I already have this. Then let's maybe have PC test live. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the project one. Okay. And yeah, if you have the repository, you can actually clone it, but we will do it in the way that yeah, we can go to team and we can pull the changes. Or just a moment, team remote. Okay, we can use pull. We can use pull. Then for some reason, okay. And from here you can copy this one. So I copy this URL mentioned here. This one. And go to next. Here you need to select new remote, and you can use the master branch as the reference. And finish. You most likely have the error here. That's because of the conflict. That's because of the conflict. But okay, maybe let's fetch. Okay, that's because of git ignore file. Maybe let's delete it from here, because they should be quite similar or just the same. And then from here let's pull. Let's select master branch. So that's the main branch. We'll start with it. And yes, now we have the file here. And now you can see git ignore is back. That's about it. And what else? Yeah, now I can see that we are on the master branch. Yeah, we just pulled the changes. We pulled the changes from the master branch. It comes from here. Yeah, no problem, Sweater. We'll just repeat all the steps here. Yeah. Just yeah. So since we'll repeat all the steps now. Don't worry. Don't worry. So what? Yeah. First of all, you can see that we created git ignore file. I think only one person needs to create the repository. Yeah. Because you won't need to have 3 or 4 remote repositories, yeah, because all the changes will be stored in one repository here, yeah. So you just need one change, one repository, and then every person, we can delete it anyway. Yes, you can delete it. Yeah, and so as you can see, here's the git ignore file. Maybe for the beginning you can delete the git ignore from here if you have it, yeah. Because after that, when you go to pull, so right click on the project, and then you go to the team, you press on pull, yeah, just where in the place where URL is needed, you need to place this so here you may see the just a moment. I just usually use the first one. Okay, maybe just let's not search for it now. Here I just close it, but here you can see there should be the git clone something, and then you'll see the URL to the repository. And yeah, and after that you need to enter this URL. So here it is. Go to the next one. Here you need to press new remote. Here you add this URL. Okay. Repository, yeah, if it asks us to add the name of the repository. So you add the remote, you just need to add URL, and then all other fields will be populated automatically. And here you see in the reference field you select the we start with master branch, and then when pulling you can select merge just to synchronize with the changes. At the moment I have nothing to update. This I already pulled the changes, and after that you can do it in an opposite way. Yeah, maybe one of you needs to create this. In the question from Marit, that was correct, that only one person needs to do it. Yeah, only one person needs to create the project here and then create the repository. So you can already set it up as the task in Jira. Who should do it from your team? Yeah. So please create the task, set up the project, and then assign the person from the team who needs to do it. Or you can do it in the way that one person creates the repository, then another creates the project. Yeah. Then once these steps are done, you can push the changes in. You can go again to team, then you can push branch master. So you push the changes. Again, right click, team. So basically everything what you need is in the section team, yeah. Right click, team, and here you can pull or push the changes. We'll talk about the branches a little bit later, but yeah, and also as usual you can use Git Staging, which allows you to commit to add all the changes and push them just file by file if needed. Right, and after that, as usually, changes should be here. To pull and get. Yes, I think, yeah, Prowina. As I said, please delete the git ignore file if you have it in both repositories. I mean, if you have it initially here, then if you have it in both places, that will have the merging problems. Or you can create the empty repository here with no git ignore file, then push the changes from Eclipse. Yeah, but I think you can do it in the way that git ignore is created here, then you delete it from the folder and then pull the changes. Then you should not have any merging problems here. Yes, that's about it. So yeah, once the changes are pushed, you have the actual version. Then about the branches, yeah, maybe we'll talk about them later, but just maybe let's show it practically how it looks like. Then we'll maybe talk about them we'll talk about them in more details. So about the branches, as you can see, we have the master branch. As I already explained, this is the main branch for all the changes. And yeah, maybe let's have an example. Okay, maybe so since we haven't done any changes, we can do it in a way that I use. So if you go to project, then you select team, then you select switch to, and then you can create new branch. I mean, for each member of your team, you can use the separate branch. That's fine. And what you can see here, so that's, for example, can be my name, yeah. There's branch. Okay, maybe something like that. Okay, then you can see it already switches to my branch, and here I can do some changes, like I can create main class. Okay, maybe let's create a new package. Default main package. Let's have it. And using the main package, we can create main class. Yeah. Main class where we have the main method, which has some code, yeah, like hello world or something like that. Hello world. Okay, that's what I see here. Maybe, yeah, I can now push the changes. You need to have proper message for your comments, yeah. Pushed from package, then can commit and push. And okay, changes are pushed, and when you go to your repository, what you see here is that you can switch between the branches. Yeah. So now I should have two branches here. That's the master branch, and that's my branch. And here I have main package and main class. Yeah. If I do the same on the master branch, you can see that I don't have any files here. Oh yeah, and yeah, just since here source repository is empty, it won't be shown here. In the same way, you can switch between the branches here in Eclipse. You need to go to team, then again go to switch and select master branch. After that, you will the changes, yeah, so the package is still here, but the class is not visible, so it's not visible from master branch. If we go to my branch and git ignore, we can discard this. So we have the main class here. Yeah, any questions so far about this? Just maybe something was too fast, you couldn't manage to follow. Just some steps. If you couldn't, then please too fast. Yeah, but I mean, are there some steps you have not managed to follow? If one person has project in a person repository, how to add the code? Too fast, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's really good question, Marit. That's what I wanted to explain. So what you can do is you can import, and here you can import projects from Git. Then go to next. You can go to clone URL, and then you can press your URL. I think that in my case I can do the same. Maybe, yeah, you can see the branches are here. Yeah. So you put the URL. Everything other should be okay, placed automatically. So then you select, then you have the branches from this URL. You can select all of them. Go to next. Then you select the directory. Yeah, maybe you need to. Okay, that's maybe fine if you use this directory. And import using the new project wizard. Yeah. Okay, then from here we can select new Java project. Then you can select project name. Yeah, just a moment. Let's just finish this wizard. Test counts project. Here we go to next and we finish. And yeah, don't create module name. Repository is found. Okay. There's the question from Christine. Cannot find clone Git repository. Okay, here it is. Yes, Svetlana, have you pushed the files? And you don't see the files. Have you pushed all the, the files were here? Yeah, okay, maybe let's do it one more time. Yeah, I don't like the place where the local Git repository is initialized. So what I want to do is, okay, maybe let's, yeah, maybe, okay, yeah, maybe about Git, I think that this way is easier. So if you press clone Git repository, so this button, yeah, for Christine and those who cannot find it. So this button, clone Git repository, then from here you can select this, then you go to next, and here you can select the directory. About the directory, as you can see in my cases, all the directories are on the same folders, so you don't have the button there, right? So you have Git repositories, but you don't have this button. Okay, but if you go to import and then projects from Git, okay, maybe let's start with import. So if you go to import and projects from Git with smart import, then clone URL, then you select URL, you select the branches and the directory, the local storage. I would like to, maybe before you do it, just in your workspace, I think the easiest way would be if you create new folder before that, just something like that. So if you create new folder, then you select this new folder, go to next, and you import this project. Okay, you have it here, and theory that should be here as well. Okay, the project is here, but okay, we have a different branch. Yeah, but you see that the changes are here. Okay. Okay, that's yeah, maybe if some of you cannot manage to do it, what you can do, you can, again, as me, you can create new project for yourself and then pull the changes. Okay, maybe let's finish with the branches. Then after the branches, we will go back to the import of the project. Yeah, just why I want to finish with the branches, cause okay, maybe let's do it one more time with the cloning. Okay, if you don't have this button, what you can do is maybe just, yeah, the most simple way is to create new project here, have a new project, then you create new cloned project. I think I already have this repository, so let me delete it. Okay, yeah, maybe I will show a little bit different way how to do it. Then, if we go to quant, yeah, so we create the project. Yeah, that's quite fast. Then, yeah, we created the project. Then again, we go here, and here we press on not Git Repository, again Git Bash. We initialize the Git repository here. We initialized it. Then then from here we can clone this project. Then okay, let me check where was the. Okay, that's about pull request, default description. Okay, that's not about. Why the Git Bash is not working. That's about the setup. Okay, so you have the description here. On top, I closed it. But okay, maybe let me. Yeah, let me. So you just get the URL of your repository. Can you reinstall the Git then, please? So the Git Bash should normally work. If not, then try to reinstall the Git tool. Yeah. It should work then. Okay, then you initialize it here and press on. Okay, just git clone. We'll talk about git commands as well. But yeah, you can use git clone. Then you can add the URL of your repository. Then it is cloning, and okay, it seems that it unpacked the. And yeah, here. Okay, here's the data. Okay, here.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
After initializing, it should appear in the Bitbucket? Because
No. It you initialize your repository locally. So basically, how the Git works, there are two repositories. You have no, I think there are two Git repositories. You have the local repositories, which are stored here, as you can see. The path is local, and then you have the remote repository. Like in this case, you can see there's a remote repository here. And it shows the remote repository, which is your actual repository on Bitbucket. So what we do here, we initialize the repository locally. Then we initialize the Git repository locally. Then we assign the remote repository from the Bitbucket to this repository. And that's what we can do here. So after, yeah, just after the repository is initialized here, you can go to add existing local Git repository. Yeah.
Where can I find in Eclipse these field get repositories where you push?
Yeah, you go to show view, then you open window, show view, then you open other, and here you have the Git folder, and here you have Git repositories. Yeah. Just if you want to search any view, you can go to window, view, then here you can also type the text, like Git repositories, you can see it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's And yeah, after you initialize it, again you can go to add existing Git repository. You can navigate to it. So that was here. So just select the folder where the repository is stored. Yeah. Okay, I think that's just enough if you just do the first step. You initialize the Git, and after that, okay, maybe I don't need this one. Just let me delete it. Just let's delete this one. It's not really needed. Yeah, once it is done, you can okay, just a moment. I think yeah, you can select pull option, and here again you can pardon, and here you can paste your URL. Okay, I already have it here. And just to be honest, I don't really remember where in Bitbucket I can find URL. I will search for it during the break, and I will show it. Should be somewhere in Bitbucket. I don't actually remember the exact place it is there, but it should be there. And yeah, after that you go to team. So now at this point, as you can see, what we have done, we've initialized the Git repository in the folder. In this folder. So in this case, this folder is considered also as the Git folder. Yeah. So we have Git folder, which is exactly the same place where in the same folder the project folder is, right? So in this case, everything what is here is considered as the Git folder. So it is linked in this way. Yeah. Like you have the local folder. Yeah. You have a local folder, then you initialize the Git inside this local folder. That's why I used git bash here. Exactly in this folder, I initialized the Git. So now you have the Git inside this folder is considered as the Git place, yeah, Git repository, local Git repository. And the next step is just to link this local repository to the remote repository. And again, how we can do it? It's so just a moment. It's quite, as I said, it's quite simple. You can, sorry, you can pull the changes, go to team, then pull, then just paste URL here, go to next. Yeah, before that I suggest to delete git ignore, because that should be in the project. So git ignore goes by default, but if you pull it from the remote repository, that should be fine as well. And here you just select the branch you want to select from. I think that's only a master branch here. Select that, then I press on finish, and something is wrong. Okay, yeah, there still are some conflicts. Okay, but initially you should not have any files here. Okay, let me just delete these files, because I don't need them. Okay, let's check it again. And the problem is that there should be no file conflicts at first pull. Yeah. Okay, maybe let's go to the master branch. Let's check it again. Okay, maybe one more thing. Okay, one more thing. Let me delete this file as well, because I won't need it. Okay, now we can see that all the changes are here, and maybe let me refresh. Yeah, refresh the project. Not sure why we see tests is here. Yeah, it seems that there are some files in local folders empty. Yeah, it seems that you selected the branch which is not correct. Maybe can you just select master branch first? Okay, why this folder is here? Okay, sure why this folder is here. Don't need it. Okay. Yeah, and what else I can do? I can switch to other branch. And not sure why the I'm not sure why the remote branch is not available here. Okay, it should normally be here. Okay, 1 moment. Okay, the branch is not here. Okay, I can see that the master branch is available, but another branch is not available for some reasons. Okay, but that's fine. We can use another branch here. We can create new branch. Then can use like my second. Then the source. Can use the source as the master just to get all the changes done. And yeah, after that I can. Okay, what else? I can fetch from origin and the original files. Okay, there's nothing to. Then if I create another package, okay, I have another package. Then I have another class main2. And here okay, now I can commit the changes. Then I can push these changes. No, I don't want to use the master branch. Why it asks me? Okay, for some reasons it. Okay, that's not the correct branch. Okay. T folder. Okay, that's not the correct branch. And okay, that was quite strange. Because that should. Okay, I think I created new branch. Oops, sorry, my fault. Okay, let's see about the repository. How it goes here. For some reasons it did not connect it. Is the seems the remote repository. Okay, I think is this the right repository or not? See test. Okay, that was the wrong repository. Sorry, my fault. My fault. Sorry, we can delete this repository. I just selected the wrong repository. Sorry. Okay. That was not the right one. Okay, maybe let's do it from the beginning. Sorry. Okay. Again, how I think the easiest way for you how to do it is, again, press new Java project, then as can create the project. I think that would be the easiest way. Then from here you can maybe even more. You can just create a simple empty folder here. Then you can yeah, that's just an example. You just create the program, then you add the project. Then for here you can simply leave this leave it initial. Yeah. So just create the project with no any specific specifications there. Then from here you can initialize Git repository. Okay, is it initialized? Just Git init. Okay, now the Git repository is initialized, and you can add existing repository here. Go to clone, and it is available here. Then you add it here, and this one is linked to the Git repository. And what you can do is you can go to team, then you go to pull. Again, yeah. So from here you can use go to clone, and yeah, here you have the link. You can copy this link. And this will be the URL of the project. So you paste it here. All the other fields will be filled automatically, maybe accept the authentication. So for this, please use the common user to authentication. Okay, to press a new remote, you'll see the URL here with all the options here, and yeah, okay, and here I see the branches are available. Maybe just for a more easier way, let's import the master branch only. Yeah. Not only, but with the reference and master branch. Okay, then we select it, and yes, now I can see that all the changes are here. Okay, maybe let's refresh it. Okay, it seems there is no source folder. Okay, let's go to team. But I think in the master, okay, there's no source. Just one more, okay. Then what else I can do? I can also switch to the different branch and yeah, this one. So here I'm on the different branch, and you can see that the changes done in different branches here. Yeah, so for now I can. So what I can do for now is just again, I mentioned that I'm on your scenario when there is one developer who works on one project, then there's a project on one task, then for example I'm working on a different task. So I'm as the second developer here. I use the source maybe as the in most just in your case maybe yeah maybe the best option would be if you merge the changes, like again if we switch to master branch. We switch to the master branch, then we okay, yeah, so now I can see that the source folder is here. Then here we can merge the changes, and maybe let's use remote, and I select the branch with which I want to merge the changes from the branch I'm currently working on. Press on merge. I will commit the changes. Yeah, maybe let's commit. Commit and push. Or maybe let's just skip this comment. Sorry, because yeah, git ignore file is not the one we can really want to use. Okay, we go to merge. Then we select the branch with which we want to merge. Then from here maybe let's discard the changes, because yeah, so normally you should not discard, but since we're talking about the git ignore file, that's fine if we ignore the changes. And okay, so I think that there's something wrong with my second branch or not. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it's fine. So okay, just one more thing. Okay, if I switch to this branch, all the changes are okay. Yeah, and if I switch to another branch, okay, everything is fine here. And if I merge the changes, merge into, okay, merge into, so it should be the opposite way. Okay, maybe let's do it in opposite way. So we have one branch. Okay, maybe let's discard these changes. Then we go to team again, we merge, and to merge into okay, so this should be opposite way. Sorry again. Yeah, the first step I just so a bit confused from the message that was here. Okay, into the master branch. Okay, so if we select discard changes, and okay, it should normally Should normally merge the changes here. I'm not sure why it doesn't show me anything. Okay, a moment. We'll need to watch. Oh, again, as you can see, there are two branches here. We have one branch, and then we have another branch. Okay, maybe that would be okay. For me, it's easier if I just pull the changes, and here I use the reference. Yeah. Okay, merge button for some reason is not really work here, but how we can merge? We can just simply use one master branch, and here I want to pull the changes from the different branch, and there's the conflict with git ignore file. Okay, that's quite interesting. Okay, I'm just maybe let me push this file into the master branch. Okay, and for now, let's pull the changes from the different branch. And yeah, now I can see that. Okay, thanks. Everything is pulled. Yeah, Martin, sorry, it's maybe so confused, but again, the idea is that you should create the project, then you should initialize the Git repository inside this project. Okay, maybe let's have the break. Then after the break, there are some questions about activity 13, and we'll discuss them, and we will also discuss again these questions as well after the break. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's move on with the questions about. Okay, maybe let's start with the earliest one. That's from Marito. Okay, should I worry about this? Transaction commit error. I understand that that's about. Okay. so just to show everyone, that's the error. Transaction committer. Okay, that is what is shown by Marita. It's about second sentence, but for most times, yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine, because I think that's fine, Marita. Yeah, I think that may be this issue, that there is there is the difference between the time from one place, from two places in, I mean, from database and Java, that may take some microseconds. That's why that's fine if you have. I mean, as I said, if most times you don't have this error, so you can find the unit test which is green. That's also fine. But yeah, that's even in general, that's also fine. Yeah, if you have this small difference. Okay, and the question from Christina about, yeah. Okay, maybe okay. Let's check what does Christina have. Main, no, just source main should automatically appear. Yeah, like this. Yeah, system library should be there, and that's it. Yeah, nothing more needs to be automatically here. Just the system library and the source folder. Nothing more should be there by default. Okay, let's see what Christina has. I mean, if you create the project, then it should normally be here. If not, then it's fine. You can, I mean, if you just want to clone the code from repository, from Git repository, that should not be the problem. Yeah, you can just it will come if you pull the code from Git repository. Yeah. Okay, about what Christine has. Let's open them. Christine, for some reasons I cannot find your. Just cannot find your. Okay, I think. Yeah. Okay, I found. Sorry. Yeah, I found your. I found your repository. Okay. Okay, let's open Teacher Manager. Okay, yeah, so that if this step is fine, from the connection, about the queries, So you said you have the problem with prepared statement. Okay, let's see. Just for me to check. So, okay, yeah. As I said, I prefer to ask you. I prefer you to use a prepared statement. Yeah, that's again, it's not complicated. You just need to have. So I create. Did you try? Okay, yeah. So here, try. So it's not really complicated. First of all, I recommend to use spaces here, because you can see normally use the spaces between the between the symbols. So in the question mark and on the question mark, but comparing symbol. So you can see when you write a simple SQL query, then you use the spaces the same as here. I recommend to use the spaces because sometimes it may be really sensitive. And from here, okay, in this case the prepared statement is correct. There are no problems for this prepared statement. Then you create it. Then yeah, that seems to be correct as well. Yeah. So this one is also correct, and from here is also correct. So for here, yeah, you have to use like oh yeah, sorry, yeah, just I missed that. In this case, yeah, you need to use like I was looking on the syntax most. Yeah, from syntax point of view, that was correct. Yeah. I'm sorry, not like here, but yeah, here is where first name. Yeah, instead of equals, you select like him. Yeah, thanks, Victoria. I just missed it which method we are. Yeah, from syntax point of view, the previous version was correct, but yeah, in this case we need to use like, and here we provide the like values. That's about the prepared statements. So yeah, you have correct them. Yeah, you have correct statements. So it's just the same as the SQL statements, just instead of the values. So you want to pass, you use the question marks. Then you need to follow the sequence of the question marks, and after that you can just see the first question mark stands for the first parameter. Then the second question mark stands for the second parameter, and so on. So it's pretty straightforward here. Yeah. First question mark, first parameter. Yeah. Then yeah, here it's correct. You execute query, and that's pretty much correct. So just don't give up on prepared statements. You are almost correct. Just some small things, and it should work correctly. Yeah. So please try today or tomorrow, and I will try to answer to your questions. I hope I will be available for them for the answers tomorrow. If you try it during the tomorrow, yeah, during tomorrow. If you try it, then, and if you have any questions, so don't give up, please. Please ask. Yeah, if you need the help. Okay, what else? Prepare statements, SQL JAWS. Okay, yeah, some loop rows that nothing works. Okay, that's about this, and okay, for now, let's see how it works. I think here you need to start with the first, as I remember correctly. I hope I remember correctly. You should start with the first one. If you use the, yeah, you should start with the first one. Just, yeah, you should start with the first one. Here, check run. Okay, it won't work because I just I haven't run exam. Sorry. One moment. I forgot to run exam. Sorry. Okay, let's see now. Okay, and now you can see that yeah, it works now. So that's about these methods. About others. So if you insert teacher, in insert teacher, okay, you have string. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Then the first name, last name, that's correct, and the values are also correct. Okay, and yeah, sorry, no, just prepare statement. Okay. The teacher, yes, the first name. I think that's the problem. The first name and the last name is without letters in uppercase. Yeah, I think that's the issue. So in no. Okay, let's see again. Yeah, that's maybe no. Just okay. Moment. Set true. Just a moment. Changes are committed. Insert again into database. That's correct. And it is correct here as well. So the query seems to be correct. Maybe let's try to execute. Let's try to execute update here. ID is needed to have a missed ID. No, ID is not needed in this case. ID is not needed in this case. It is not needed because we don't have the ID to add here. Yeah, but what ID do we don't have any ID to enter here. SQL insert. Oh, no, that's fine. First name is fine here, and the last name is fine here. The values are also. Okay, we don't need a space here. Okay, let's see. Okay, then what we can do, we can try to debug. Okay, then if nothing helps, then just any table has field for ID. Okay, maybe let's open the PHP myadmin and see how it looks there. Just let's open the. So we have a database teacher, and we can see that structure. Okay, it's auto increment. Yeah, that's the reason. It means that it can be added automatically. Yeah. So if it's specified as auto increment, it should automatically assign the correct ID. Yeah. You can use it in your project as well. Yeah. Okay, let's see why it does not work. Insert teacher. Why does not work? Yes, but in this case I see it is complaining about. Yeah, I agree that we need to add it here, but okay, let's see, because in this case I'm not really sure if this may be considered as the error. Yeah. Debug as unit test. Step over, step over, step over. Okay, the true. Okay, the result is true. Why does it complain there that the result is false? Okay, that's a different one. Okay, it cannot. Yes, maybe it means that something is. For this one. Okay, maybe let's. I'm not sure if that's because of the case sensitivity. Okay, if I add everything in lowercase, that should be the same. Okay. find teacher result size error. Yeah, maybe because we added already too much entries there. Okay, then maybe let's just, what I will do is I will again delete the database and add it from the beginning. So since we just use it for the testing purpose, we can delete it. Yeah, in the real life, please don't delete the database. Normally, you should not do it. Not normally, but you should never do it. But in this case, since we use it just for the unit tests, and we have already prepared database with the result, I think it's fine if we just delete it and use it again. But in real life, again, you don't need to delete the database. Okay, let me again open the database and execute the query. Okay, let's check now. Okay, now the insert teacher is correct. Yeah, the problem was that there were too many entries in the database, and that's why that was not working. Yeah. So I think you need to reinitialize the database. Yeah, that's just for testing purposes. Yeah, we not do it on the practical work. Then what about the other methods in insert teacher? Okay, let's see what it shows here. Insertion error. For some reasons the result is not true. Okay, let's see what do you have here. String, no, you don't. I think you don't. Okay, that's fine. I mean, if you create it this way, but why do you need these? Why do you need another teacher? You don't use this. Yeah, so this maybe is not needed, and ID is not needed as well. With ID, that's 6, but here you don't need to remove the ID. Yeah. So again, idea is here that we just have first name and last name provided in the method, and we don't have the ID to which we want to actually which ID we want to use to make the enter. That's why here we don't use the ID. In other cases like here we have the ID. Yeah. We have the ID. Yeah. And yeah, here you need to yeah, I'm not sure why you used the empty values. Here you need to use the values from the teacher object. Yeah. So here you need to get ID, and again from the teacher object you need to get first name, and then you need to get last name. So that's how, and again you need to execute query, yeah, because otherwise that won't work. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Initialize Git Repository. Okay, so here we have the repository. Then 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 we have the repository. Hmm, too sure why do you use, yeah, you need to have question marks here, not the, so again, question mark here, value here, yeah. So it, and yeah, you missed one bracket at the end as well, yeah. So please don't miss the brackets. Okay, then seems plus minus correctly. Wait, sorry, I missed. So teacher, okay, the fifth now is fail. Link, okay, what else we missed here? Let's see. Okay, ID first name, last name, that's correct. Then the values. Okay, the values here are correct as well. Then we prepare the statement. Yeah, and here you need to, okay, maybe let's define the status. So here we need, because yeah, in this case you can also add it, yeah. In yeah, here you can also add this. Yeah, I mean here you can also add when you're inserting, you can status false, then here you can count the number of rows, and if count is greater than 1, then you can return false, true, then, or greater than 0, yeah. Then else you can return false, yeah. Again, you don't need the status here. And yeah, same way here. Okay, maybe we can skip the status. So if yeah, we can use execute update, because when you use execute query, we cannot see the number of rows updated. So we can use execute update, and from here we can check if rows is greater than 0, then we can commit the changes and return true, otherwise we can return false. That's how we can do. Okay, let's see how this will work. And now we can see that this method works correctly. Okay, and maybe about the others, try to manage it by yourself. Okay, maybe about the fifth one, yeah, just assertion will not. To be honest, I think that from the unit test perspective, this one is not really correct, because if we update my teacher size, yeah, 1 long, okay, that's not really correct, but okay, maybe you can, again, when you test, I think it's better if you use the initialized database, yeah, I mean the one from the SQL file. Okay, the question from Svetlana. Could you explain this failure? Java language are expected to find teachers by name. Okay, let's see. Find teachers by name. It's fixed, yeah? Okay, really good. If it's fixed now. Okay, then, okay, any more questions about activity 13? comment on update teacher. Where is it? Teacher is a little bit down, yeah. Okay, so what do we have here? Yeah, here we can use statement update, then use set and you, yeah, first of all, as you remember, ID, that's the key field. That's why we cannot update the key field. That's so from here you can see that that's incorrect. We want to update the ID field because that's the key. We are not allowed to update the key fields. We use them in where, yeah. In this case, we use them in where, and you cannot use yeah, and again in where conditions, and I mean what should we update, we use the question marks. So if we have any dynamic values, we use the question marks to use them in prepared statement, like here. Then yeah, we don't need the first name and the last name, yeah. That's so in this case only search by ID. Yeah, we don't need the question, the bracket here. Only search by ID, and we need to update first name and last name using set, yeah. Then the prepare statement is, yeah, maybe in this case that should look different. Like that's the first, the third one, that's the first, that's the second one. And yeah, after that please execute again update, not query, because we will need the number of rows. Update, yeah. Even more, we can just skip rows if, like this case, then to return true, otherwise return false. Yeah, I can do it even more in this case. Without declaring any local variables, then yeah, and as well we can add the comment here. Oops, sorry. Yes, and yeah, I'll take this one. That's plus minus how it should look like. Okay, maybe let's check if that works or not. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, IDs are activity teacher, that's correct. Then we have, oh, okay, yeah, that's so the setup is not correct because we have no values, and basically this is not really needed. Yeah, we need to use the object passed here and get ID. And then yeah, get oh, sorry, yeah, that's an opposite way. Get first name, and then here we have last name. Yeah, teacher, get last name. Oops, sorry, not just step here. And now now it's correct. Okay, that's about this one. Assertion error, it means assertion error in this case most likely means that it does not go to return true statement. It seems that it returns false. Yeah. So please again, please check your code carefully. Count, yeah. Yeah, this is correct. What you? No, 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 no. Please check the brackets. Yeah, you don't have the brackets. So if you have more than one statements after if, you need to put it in the block section. Yeah. Again, you can skip these brackets when you have only one statement. If you have more than one statement inside the if, you need to have the brackets in. That's the issue that may be the reason of your issue. Yes, yeah, please check all the other things. Yeah. Please check them carefully. If everything wants to fails disappear when they're installed, yeah, that's maybe because if you're talking about insertions or reads or changes that may be interrupted by the changes already done by the database, already done in database. Update teacher, okay. Okay, so the status, yeah, I'm currently looking at Marita's code. String SQL, update database, activity teacher, yes, set first name, yes. No. I think yeah, Marita, we discussed it last time. Yeah, that's maybe the common issue for you. Again, where we use and or statements. And just the question for you, where we use it. Where we use and or statements. When we want to have, not statements, but keywords and operators, yeah, and or. We cannot really call them even operators here from my point of view, but where do we use or and? We use them in the conditional statements, yeah, not conditional statements, let's call them like in the conditions, like to have the logical statements, yeah, sorry, logical statements. No, I said that I said that we need or and only when we have some logical statements. Just to have the return true or false. Yeah, just I mean for you that may be more simple if you understand that like if we use and or, it means that we at the end we want to get the value true or false. Like if we have update statements, we have where condition. So if where we search for ID, if the ID is not the one provided here, then it's false. Again, if it's not, we search for another entry. If it's not the one provided here, it's false again. It returns false, then we don't do that on the website. Yeah. If this one is true, then it does what it is on the website. So it updates the corresponding entry. And yeah, maybe you just see it like in the grammar, in the just like in grammar, you can see that, oh, that's the comma here. It means that we can put or instead. No, that's not really how it works in programming. Comma and or are not the same, um, not the same operators. Yeah. So and or are used for logical statements, and logical statements are used just to return true or false. And in this case, this is the logical statements is logical statement is after where. Yeah, we have where. It means that we want to check some condition, and condition is ID equals to something. Yeah, in SQL, not equals is not this one, but it's this one. Yeah. And yeah, here we need to search for the corresponding entry, and we want to find which entry uh, which entry equals to the one provided from the question mark, which is provided from here. And again, we check if this is true or false. If that's false, then we don't do what's on the left side. If this one is true, we do the statement update something. The corresponding row will be updated where ID equals to this value is true. That's the idea. Okay, we have a few minutes left. I see Helen is typing something. So I hope this one is clear where we use and or. Yeah, don't use and or when there is no something which needs to be checked. Yeah. Like again, maybe even more easy is that if you just think in that way, that if we want to check something, then we can use and or. If we don't want to check something, we don't use and or. Yeah. And the path. Yeah. It's good, Marita. About the path, I think I've already shared it in the code examples. So you can, I mean, in GDBC, I already, yeah. For you, I think you have this path. Yeah, try get connection, have localhost, then the database. Yeah, don't need the database. In this case, not database, but yeah, you don't need the database here. Just, I mean, in the activity we're currently working with. So this is the way you can provide. You can yeah, provide the path to the database. Okay, that's okay. Any questions about activity 13? Okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, then if not, yeah, so it may be about the branches and version control that was a little bit fast. We'll discuss it more on Wednesday. Yeah, don't worry. Again, we can go through all the steps again. Yeah, there'll be no rush here. Just go through all the steps again, and hope that will be more clear for you. Yeah. Just today there was an introduction to these steps. You can explore, of course, you can explore it by yourselves. Try to do some things with your own. Create a repository in Bitbucket, then try to pull, merge, or create new branches. Just try it yourself, explore it yourself. Yeah, that would be really nice. And then we can check it together on Wednesday. Okay, and tomorrow I will, as I promised, I will send the database structures you need to use. Okay, then, yeah, I will do it tomorrow. So if I don't, please remind me. Yeah, but I should remember. Yeah, I should remember. Okay, thank you then for today. And again, if you have any questions about activity 13, we can. I'll try to answer to them tomorrow. Okay, and let's meet you on Wednesday then. Okay, bye.